So every day is a learning day for me, and I let one slip by saving to disk an article which I got from a Facebook friend, and it slipped my mind, and I forgot about it for a while. Now I don't know if I've spoken to you about this before, about what I'm about to say here,
Mm.
um, but yeah, sort of on the off, I did mention this, and you said that other podcasts have touched on this same subject.
Mm.
And so, I'll be testing you a little bit to see if
Well,
you to see if you
paying attention. Yeah.
if
Yeah.
paying attention, right? So
Oh
here we
dear.
go. So checking out my files, I found it again after a long time, and it
Yeah.
sparked my interest once again.
Yeah.
So firstly, a thanks and a shout out to Jane Elliott,
Mm.
who is the source of the information for me. She
Okay.
isn't she isn't the final source, but
Mm.
how
Yeah.
I got it is from
Yeah.
her. It's about old English sayings and actions which have become traditions, and
Yes.
this story behind them exposing how we lived all those many yesteryears ago.
Mm.
So, for example, in the days when most leather goods were made of leather,
Yeah.
of course, the tanneries were
Ah,
big business, right?
yeah.
During the process to tan their leather, they needed one vital ingredient,
Mm.
and
Yes.
that was, of course, urine.
Drink. Yes.
And looking at your face, you already know this.
Yeah. Well.
So the poorer population used to get the family to do their number ones in one would assume a potty under the bed,
Yes.
and once a day would collect the family urine into a bigger pot and take it to the tanners and sold it
Yeah.
because the tanners needed it.
Mm.
Right. Now, if a family only had this income to survive on, they were considered piss poor.
Mm.
Right? But for more unfortunate families who didn't have funds to buy the pot to put it in, they said they were said that they didn't have a pot to piss in.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
Right. Which meant they were destitute.
Yeah.
Right. And we use that these days, but we
Yeah.
don't necessarily know where it came from.
Mm.
And I think
Right.
it's important, that
Yeah.
we do know this.
Yeah. You should always try and yes, when you say something, now understand what it actually means. Yes.
I
Yes.
mean, I used to hear these two phrases being piss poor and not having a pot to pit in
Yeah.
I heard it a lot when I was around 8 or 9 years old.
Yeah.
But at least I now know how the saying came about,
Yes.
right? So here we go. How about this one? Uh, Before the birth of hot and cold running water,
Mm.
and indeed bathrooms in houses,
Yeah.
the really old houses, poorer houses, didn't have bathrooms. The old tin baths were used.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. The more modern ones made of zinc, of course, and they were filled with hot water in front of the range. And the
Mm.
man of the house had his bath. Then everybody else would have their bath in his bath water.
This guy. Yeah. Yeah.
Right. The pecking order of having the bath went by age.
Yeah.
Right. So it'd be him, his
Mm.
wife, then the kids going down.
Yeah.
So the last one to be bathed were the youngest of the family.
Mm.
By that stage, of course, the water would be all soapy and murky, as you
Mm.
can imagine.
Mm.
So as the baby of the house, the baby of the family,
Mm.
would almost disappear in the murky water,
Yeah.
and after everybody had had the bath was emptied into the street.
Hmm.
Then in them days,
Yeah.
you threw your dirty water into the streets.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was before it was before
Sewage.
the waterworks
Yeah.
put their drains in.
Yes. Yeah.
And of course, everybody used to say, "Be careful, not to throw the baby out with the bathwater."
Bathwater. Yeah.
Right now, the meaning of this saying's changed a little bit,
Mm.
because then it was almost said as a joke,
Yeah.
make sure you don't throw your baby out with the bathwater.
Yes.
But these days, it means something else. It means that if you're trying to spite somebody,
Mm.
they say that you're trying to throw your baby out with the bathwater,
Yeah.
but it's got a different connotation.
Yeah.
But we're going back to the sort of 16th century,
Yeah.
when the saying came about in the first place.
Yes.
I'll give you just a couple more.
Mhm.
Um, what is now considered a quaint asset
Mhm.
created quite a few problems back in the times of yore.
Yeah.
Thatch roofs,
Mhm.
right? Made of thick straw, it was the only place for animals to keep warm during the colder periods.
Mhm. Yeah.
So the animals used to climb up on the roof and snuggle into the
Mm.
birds and make the nests.
Yeah.
You know. So when it rained, the roofs became very slippery.
Mm.
Frequently, the animals would lose the grip and fall off the roof.
Mm.
To which the phrase "It's raining cats and dogs" came about.
That's one me. Yeah. Yeah. Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, that's
Yeah.
that's that one.
Yeah.
And you know what a four-poster bed is,
Oh, yes. Yeah. Yeah.
right? We see them a lot in stately homes,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah.
And those great big covers that they have on the
Yeah.
four-poster bed, and
Yes.
everybody thinks it's a princess that sleeps there. Well, apparently that's quite a common thing
Mm.
because the thatch roofs, they didn't have anything underneath them, the wood. They
Yeah.
didn't have anything underneath them. And so the bedroom basically was looking at the thatch roof
Yeah.
up at the top.
Mm.
And as the animals used to nest there
Yeah.
and they used to crap on the they used to crap. And so these beds they had the four posts on with the
Yeah.
canopy over the top
Yeah.
to stop the shit hitting the
Yeah.
people when they're asleep. Right.
Yes.
So the next time you see one of those in a stately home when you go on your visits,
Mm.
you just know that it isn't to be grand. It isn't to be grand.
Yeah. Wow.
It's just to stop the drop-ins of the birds
Yeah.
and the midges coming down upon
Well,
you.
well, that's one thing. They used to have the curtains around the outside as well. But yeah, that's another.
That's for the mosquitoes. That's for the mozzies.
Yeah. But
Right?
yeah.
It
Okay.
isn't. It isn't for privacy
No.
because
No.
you're already in the bedroom.
Yeah. But yeah. It was like a form of insulation. It was to stop drafts coming and hitting you as well. Given that. Yeah. Okay. Well, we'll talk about that in a minute. Yeah. Yeah.
Right. In the hamlets, not many
Yeah.
people had paved floors in the house.
Mm.
Uh, that was reserved more for the manor house,
Yeah.
just on the outskirts. They had a lot of money and they used to
Mm.
put slate on their floors.
Mm.
You know. The floor is very much like it is here in Brazil, in the deep countryside,
Mm.
which is just a dirt floor.
Yeah.
You make your house around the dirt floor, and that's it.
Mm.
Right? In the winter time, thresh straw was spread on the floor to stop it getting too muddied up.
Yes.
Right? At the front door, they'd lay down a wooden slat so as to protect the straw from spreading out onto the street.
Mm.
This slat was called the threshold.
Yes.
Right? Because it contained the thresh straw to the inside of the house, keeping it dry.
Mm.
So these days we talk about the threshold of a house.
Yeah.
We think of it as being the doorway
Mm. Yeah.
when it isn't. It was only that piece of wood at the bottom.
Yeah.
Which is the threshold, which is what it was called, you see.
Yeah. It's enough. Yeah.
Right. So, those are just, I think, four or five, four, I think there were.
Yeah.
Jane Elliott, bless her, published
Yeah.
a lot more of these traditions and phrases.
Oh.
And so perhaps if this one takes off a little and people listen to it all the way through, we could do another one. We could do like a part two.
Yeah.
And we can find out why a bride holds a bunch of flowers at a wedding.
Mm-hmm.
Right. The nursery rhyme, peas pudding hot.
Yeah.
You know that one?
Peas pudding hot, peas pudding cold, peas pudding
Yeah,
in the
right.
pot.
In the pot, 5 days up. Right.
Oh, yeah.
Why that was made up.
Yeah.
Bringing home the bacon.
Yeah.
There's another one. Right. Chewing the fat.
Yeah.
Somebody who is upper crust.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
And where wakes come from.
Yeah.
When somebody dies.
Yeah.
How they evolved.
Mm.
And also the term a dead ringer. How that was born.
Yeah.
Right. Of
Okay.
course, the list is extent.
Mm.
And if any viewer, I'll shout out, if any viewer knows any of these, different ones,
Yeah.
to leave it in the comments.
Yeah.
It's something that I find fascinating.
Yeah.
Not, and it's not just the phrase itself. It's how life was lived
Yeah.
back then in like the 15,
Yeah. So
1600,
yeah.
and these things
Mm,
emerged.
yeah.
And I really enjoy reading about country life in the UK,
Yeah.
uh, sort of back in the day.
Mm,
Not so much novels or anything like that, but just how rustic life was lived.
yeah.
It makes me all tingly inside, if I could be so gay as to say that.
Well, yeah. Yes. Yeah. But it's a yeah.
But off you go on that one. I'm sure
Well,
that you knew all these already, but
well, I mean, actually, if you think about modern day, about the pot to piss in and all that, none of us have any are all poverty stricken now in the UK, partly because the government just take the piss out of us anyway. But yeah,
yeah.
um, yeah, and yeah, it's interesting you mentioned the threshold because we carry the bride over the threshold.
The threshold, yeah.
Yeah, so by that, it's not through the threshold; it was always over the threshold.
There you are.
Um, yeah, I mean obviously there's quite a few. I mean, yes, I used to read a lot of these when I was younger because my grandmother had lots of books that I inherited when I was in the UK. Unfortunately, I
Yeah.
couldn't bring everything with me to Brazil, so
Mm.
you can see some of the books I have bought behind me for
You should have
references.
just brought Granny.
Well, well, possibly not a good idea now on either,
Well,
because
perhaps,
yeah.
yeah.
Um, yeah, I'd like to be explaining that at the thing. Yeah. At the immigration. Yeah. I don't know if my grandmother actually read a lot, but yeah, she had books and I used to read them when I was quite young. Particularly, yeah, you visit your grandmother's parents and there's not a lot to do always sometimes. And yeah, I just used to go in where the books were and read them. I've got a couple of them when she unfortunately passed on. Um, yeah, I mean there are a great way of understanding our past, our culture,
Yes,
our
yes,
references.
yep.
Yeah, I mean, you try and learn things in Brazil, but yeah, Brazil's a little bit more modern country. But yeah, the one thing I find with us British, also no disrespect to any other country, is that we are quite expressive when we think of things. The Dutch hate us sometimes because we do speak in metaphors. We don't always say, yeah. We don't always say in the Germans as well, although they have a lot of sayings, but they're very descriptive with their sayings normally. Yeah, I mean, it's like you're talking about the flat truth, eavesdropping. Eavesdropping means to listen in on someone. And
Right.
if you were listening into a neighbour's house, you go up to the outside and do that, and the eaves were the top of the house, and like the water would come off, and it would be dropping on you. So you could be eavesdropping. A pig in a poke, yeah. If you okay, you said you had bacon, but if you wanted to buy a pig, you go to the market, you'd be a trader, um, with the pig. It'd show you some of his stock, then he'd give you another bag, movement inside it. It could be a puppy or a cat or something, something he caught off
Right.
the street. Yeah. Um, yeah, I mean, there's all sorts of these things that actually had their origins, well, in life, medieval and possibly before, but medieval
Yep.
life and afterwards as well. But yeah, one I particularly always remember talking about different things was going for a Burton.
Going for Burton.
Going for a Burton means one way it means going for a pint. Now somebody might correct me here, but it's the expression from World War II when it means to die. Yeah, somebody
Yeah,
disappeared.
that's
Yeah,
right. That's right. That's how I. That it's a long time since I've heard that saying.
yeah,
Going,
if
he's going for Burton,
yeah. I
but
mean,
usually it means that it's didn't do very well for him,
yeah,
or it's broken down or something like that.
yeah.
It's a ages since I've heard that said.
Yeah, I mean, there is a problem when I'm English teaching, is I've got my mind full of these, and sometimes you have to stop yourself because you might actually be telling somebody that. And I said an expression once before, made a student laugh. I said, but you'll probably never hear that again outside this lesson,
Mm.
um, because obviously things get out of vogue. If I say certain things to my daughter sometimes that I grew up with, yeah. she wouldn't know what I was talking about because her frame of reference. A, she lives in Brazil, which is it'd be unfair to expect her to know anything particularly British. Yeah. And the other thing is, yeah, but a lot of the youngsters in the UK don't know these expressions now that we grew up with. We didn't really have the reference framework reference for them. It's like you say, sometimes our parents and great grandparents and even our own parents used to say things. Um, my mother used to say, or
Uh,
yeah,
and just like one or two of these, the meaning behind it changed
yeah,
over the years.
yeah,
The throwing the baby out with the bathwater
yeah,
is one excellent example of this.
yeah, yeah. I mean, um, yeah, I mean, it's like you say, a pot to piss in. Um, we still use that, funny enough. I
Yeah.
hear that, and it's like people don't know. I mean, sometimes when you watch Netflix, like a historical drama on Netflix, they use modern language on some of the things, which I find a little bit irritating sometimes. But okay, they've got to go for an international audience. I appreciate that as well. But the other thing is they'll sometimes bring in these quaint expressions almost as if to appear clever. Yeah. Which I think is actually quite nice, actually, because it keeps it alive. Um, that, yeah, obviously, as I say, our frame when referencing to understand things sometimes it has to be explained. Um, yeah, I mean, also another reference we used to have was Reader's Digest. Used to have all these expressions in Reader's Digest. As like I said, there's quite a few TikTok videos and things that actually people actually do these out of interest.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I saw one the other day. There's one particular woman, and yeah, she is her things are a little bit saucy, sexually orientated sometimes. It's still interesting because it's still a cultural reference um, about where the idea of the best man came from. Probably getting away from expressions a bit. Yeah. Well, the best man was the best swordsman the groom could get. Yeah. The idea was that he was to protect the groom from attack and everything else. Yeah. And also, yeah, possibly if the bride's family want that keen as well, probably protect him from them as well. Yeah, he's a little bit like a security guard. Um,
Don't give away too many
no,
explanations of these phrases because otherwise we won't have enough for a part
oh,
two.
I think we will. I think we will. I think we will. Yeah. Yeah, and I mean, the other one was yeah, just staying on the theme as well. Bridesmaids. Yeah. And the idea of the bridesmaid is bridesmaids always look the same. Yeah. The idea is they have almost a uniform. Yeah. How many bridesmaids there are. Yeah. And um yeah, the idea of them is they actually all just traditionally believe dress like the bride. And the idea was if to confuse the evil spirits, you wouldn't know which woman to
Oh, yeah, yeah.
go in. Yeah. I believe that was the idea. And the idea was that, yeah, so it formed an entourage, an escort around her. Yeah. Um,
I'll look into that one. Oh,
yeah.
mm.
I mean, it's one expression about it I've seen. Yeah. I mean, it'd be interesting if you could fill me in a bit more. I mean, like I said, this was a brief description I just heard, and obviously I didn't prepare. But yeah, it's an interesting one. Um, yeah.
Like
I
I
mean,
said, like I said, the language and the
yeah,
phrase isn't all that important to me. It's the reference. It's the
yeah,
reference
the
to
reference.
how we used to live when how
Yeah,
I say we, how
yeah.
they used to live all those many, 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 many years ago.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, this is it. It's living. Well, say living history. Yeah. I mean, when we're taught history, sometimes it's very, very dry. This happened, that happened, and it's normally high level. This king did this king did that. Yeah. The real interesting history, and like I say, got books behind me about, are the everyday life. Yeah.
That's what interests me.
Yeah, I mean the okay, it's really really interesting to read about a member of the royal family, and I think history will view our royal family is very boring when you compare in the past what they got up to. Yeah, I mean that. Yeah, um, but yeah, it's everyday lives. People that had to go out to work, tend the farms. Yeah, the drudgery of doing that.
Yeah.
The realities of people's lives.